Good morning everyone, my name is François from my French Voyage. Welcome in my kitchen. I gave you this week the opportunity to choose between two recipes. One was the dark hot chocolate souffle, the other one was the famous French Béarnaise sauce, and it seemed that everyone at the majority chose to prepare today with me the Béarnaise sauce. As you will see, it's a really simple and tasty recipe. You probably have already all the ingredients at home, maybe except the famous and the base of this recipe, which is the key ingredients, the French tarragon.
So, on this board we have all the ingredients that we need for the béarnaise. We need 2 eggs, 1 shallot, 100 centiliters of white vinegar, small amount of black peppercorn, 150 grams of clarified butter, some French tarragon, chervils, and flat parsley. Of course, flat parsley and chervil are not really important. However, if you have in your gardens, you can add it. So, first stage is to prepare the shallots. Just peel it simply. So, of course, this recipe is the traditional recipe, but it's up to you to replace the clarified butter by some extra virgin olive oil. It could be also really tasty for preparing this recipe for example, grilled fish. Slice your shallot in half. Of course, it's better if you have a sharp knife. And then dice very thinly. So for this recipe we use a small pot. And it's time now to crush the black peppercorn. So 2 tools that you can use for that. You can use a rolling pin, or more simply you can use the bottom of your pot. Crush thinly. And then you will add with the shallots in your pot. So now it's time to add the third ingredients for the reductions, which is the white vinegar. So put your mixtures on burner and reduce slowly. So you can work with a pot, or which could be much better, use a bowl. It's time now to separate the egg white from the egg yolk. So later you can use your egg yolk for making meringue or something like this. So the process for making this clarified butter was to melt in the microwave the 150 grams of butter, then keep it in the fridge for 30 minutes. After, you will see the clarified butters will go up on the top and the buttermilk will be on the bottom. It's time now to separate both and keep only the clarified butter. So something really important to get the perfect emulsions is to add the same amount of water that you have for your egg yolk.
One, then a second one. Okay. Then it's time to add a pinch of salt.
So go back to the burner to start the emulsion. If you have enough experience, you can do it like me and start your emulsions straight away onto the burner. However, if you are a beginner or you are not confident enough, I recommend that you are using a bain-marie. So bain-marie is simply a pot with warm water, and you put your bowl on the top. So for the recipe, the key is to avoid to get the temperatures over 70 degrees. As over 70 degrees, your eggs will scramble. Now you have a really good consistency. So the idea now that we have to reduce temperatures and get temperatures around 40-45 degrees. Just it's questions of time and continue to whisk. And then we will have to add the clarified butter in the emulsions. The process is really simple. Just think about mayonnaise. You have to add this fat very, very slowly and to get the perfect emulsions. In order to help you, I recommend that you use a pot with towels, and it could be simplified the process. Once again, imagine to replace this clarified butter by an extra virgin olive oil, and you will get something also really tasty. Time now to chop our fresh herbs very thinly. Some recipe will recommend to add the fresh herbs at the beginning. I recommend to add it at the end, just to preserve the flavor of the herbs. Now your bernaise recipe is finished, it's time to taste and add some pepper or salt if you think it's not enough season. So if you don't use your bernaise right now, I recommend that you use some clean wrap and keep it in the room temperatures. So the perfect recipe to associate this bernaise, of course, is a beautiful local black Angus meat, but of course use it for example, pork cutlet or lamb. It's also really tasty.
So now I hope that you enjoyed this recipe. For me it was a pleasure to share with you this really basic and tasty bernaise sauce. I hope you will do it at home and share it with your family and friends, maybe friends a little bit later. And I give you a rendezvous for next week for another recipe. Take care and stay safe.